Other people know, coming out of their
mom poom poom, like they know exactly what they want to do in life. That's great.
If you don't, that's great too. So start. So welcome back to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some quick helpful tips on how to boss up in 2020. These are definitely things that have worked for me, so if that could provide value to anyone out there, hey, that's great. Feel free to steal it. It's enough room for everyone on this earth to eat, I believe. So for anyone who doesn't know, I am the owner of Shikorina hair. All of our bundles come from single donors and is ethically sourced, which we're super proud of. We just love, I just love to see boss women, especially of color, doing their thing and running legitimate businesses. Boom. Check us out. The first thing that I would say is important to do is to get to know yourself. I would say start with just getting a piece of paper and pen and just writing down things that you like and things that you don't like. By doing that, it kind of just weeds out all of the stuff that just provides more confusion for you. Sometimes it's really hard to understand what your purpose is, or like if you want to start a business, like how to start a business or what to actually do. I know that can be scary and like difficult to kind of think of for yourself. Sitting down with a list, understanding kind of what makes you happy, things that you like, kind of moving more towards that and kind of just finalizing that list to get it to be where you know what you like, you know what you don't like, and even if you don't know your purpose still, because that could take a long time, I think just knowing what you like is a great starting point, right? Pull a positive out of something. Don't always feel discouraged because other people know, coming out of their
mom poom poom, like they know exactly what they want to do in life. That's great.
If you don't, that's great too. So start with writing a list down. I think that'd be helpful. Second would be making a schedule and sticking to it. So, being a boss can mean bossing up in your own life, and that could be working for someone or, being an employer and still being able to boss up in your own life, or you can be your own boss too. I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Both of them are equally dope, honestly. So, for instance, if you, with this making schedule point, if you currently work for someone, your time is limited, right? To do the things that you really like if you're working a 40-hour week, at least a week. So with the time that you do have outside of work, and I'm sure if you're married and have kids, that's more compounded and complicated. Complicated only in terms of time. Just make sure that you're setting out a certain time of the day where at this day, at this particular time, you're doing something that makes you happy, and like make sure that nothing else can alter that. Make sure that that's a stamped appointment in your schedule, just like you take everything else serious that you're doing. Just make sure that you take that serious as well and stick to it. I think the third important thing in bossing up in your own life is just let go of your fears. I think we hear that so often. Like, you always hear people talking about letting go of fears, and like sometimes when I hear too many people talk about the same thing, it kind of makes me like, I don't know, like
disinterested or really just confused on how to do that.
But I'll just share what worked for me. So like, I hope this works for you. If it doesn't, like, I'm sorry, I guess. Like, I don't know, but I just want to be helpful and to say that like the way that I worked through fear was anything that I wanted to do, typically, like that I really wanted to do, like at the like bottom core of my soul, always caused some type of invoke some type of fear, like some fear emotion within me. So and then things that like came really easily for me typically didn't always be the most like helpful or beneficial for like getting me to the next point in my life. So what I would notice was that anything that caused me fear, I would just do it. I wouldn't even think about it. If it was moving to a new city or something as small as like trying something new on a menu,
because I typically just like to stick to the same things over and over again.
Whatever, just go ahead and do it. It was like, it's very exhilarating to just move past your fear. So when people say let go of fear, I think it's just move in spite of fear. That's what's worked for me. Point number 4 would be to, along with making a schedule, letting go of your fear, is prioritizing your time. Yeah, you can schedule your time, but of course there are things that matter more, or not that they matter more, I should say. That's tricky with words, but I would just say sometimes there are things that just require your time and attention right now and can't be altered, or you can't really rewrite that into your schedule. Prioritize those things. If you know you have things you absolutely must get to, just make sure you can find some type of time that you can get to the things that you like to do. So prioritize. Do the things that are really important. With the time that you have left, do the things that you want to do that are mandatory but you want to do that are also important too, if that makes sense. I think this next point, I think we're at point number 5, is so underrated. Listen to your gut. So many times people will tell you what to do, how to do it, where to go, how to move, how to get there. It's so many distractions in this world. It can be very, very daunting. It can be very scary. It can be very intimidating. Listen to your gut. Everything that's within you would never lead you astray. If you truly listen to what is inside of you and you took outside factors
out of you, does that mean that?
You would be fascinated to see how much you know yourself, how much you know what you need for yourself, how much you know what the right move is, or what to do next, or how to move, or who's good for your life. All of that, just intuition, gut. If I would have to rank anything, I probably would put that number 1, because I feel like no one else cares about you more than you. No one's gonna look out for you more than you. So of course you would know best and foremost what you want more than anyone else. And this is just like, not to say that you can have a really loving family that cares about everything, or a partner that really does love you, but maybe might not understand the vision that's been put upon your heart. Don't be discouraged, and don't even think that they don't support you either. It's just for them, it's difficult to see things that you know will work for you or has been put upon you. So just make sure though that you don't silence your own intuition because other people quite didn't hear the message that you got, or that was only supposed to be delivered to you. Would be take care of your body and mind. And this really just means like, do things that make you feel good. Whether it's, I don't know, like cooking a simple dish, or listening to your favorite song in the car for an extra 5 minutes before you come in the house, and you know, have to attend to whatever is at your house for you. Or I don't know, anything, like doing anything. Like if you love to sing but don't want to sing in front of anyone, grab your phone and sing to yourself. Just do things that just make your mind essentially feel good, and your body too. If you're eating bad and you know it, it's okay, but just add some good into it too. Like you don't have to be on a diet, you don't have to make drastic changes, but just also like be good to yourself. Everyone in this world always knows how to be good to other people, and we're really never taught how to be good to ourselves. It's so weird because you literally can't be good to other people unless you're good to yourself, because you won't be around to be able to take care of anyone else, you know? So make sure, like, be good to yourself. Take care of your mind, take care of your body, you know, listen to podcasts, indulge in your hobbies, just do things that feel good. The next thing would be stop buying petty items. I didn't think that this mattered when it came to like really being your own boss in life, because I'm like, spending habits really just seem like a different battle to fight in like finances and like budgeting and how we spend. But truly, like, you have to understand, like, in this world work really, really hard to earn the money that they earn. Imagine if you were always spending that on things that truly added value to you. Like, you know how you make certain purchases and like instantly you regret it, and then you'll buy certain things, and even if you knew you shouldn't have spent it, you're kind of like, but it feels good. Oh, it feels good. Everyone works really hard for your dollars. Just make sure that you're spending it where it counts. I know you hear this all the time, that your health is wealth. It's not until you get older and like things just don't move the same or not as fast that you realize how it's really important to take care of yourself. Just make sure that you stay on top of your health. You don't have to be a health nut. Just take care of yourself. Just make sure you're here to complete all these things that you want to do in life. You get me? The next point would be grateful. This is really good because I noticed that like once I started hearing this idea of being grateful and being happy for what you already have, and I started implementing that in my own life, where I'm like, yeah, I'm just really happy for what I have. I noticed that like God and the universe would just bless me with more. It was like as soon as I said that I was happy with what I have, somewhere in this beautiful universe, it's just good energy, good fortune, good vibes, good blessings just get bestowed upon me. And it's so dope. Like, it's just so dope to know that if you're genuinely happy for the thing that you have, it's good out there that wants to provide more good for you. But I think the next point goes with being grateful. It's just knowing that tomorrow is not promised. I think it's really easy for all of us to get caught up in thinking that we know, not that even we know when our time will, you know, gracefully be up. But essentially, we're here, and we don't know, you know, when it is that our day will be, when, you know, we're called home. And not to be like morbid or anything, but rather to be very optimistic, to say, if you truly understood that you were here on borrowed time, you would move differently. Like, if you truly understood that notion and you really put it in your head every single day, you would just move differently. Because borrowed time is scarier than real thinking, like, you know, like, oh yeah, I'll do this at 50, and at 60 I want to do this. And it's just like, it's amazing to think that we think that we will just be here because we want to be, and that's just what we want to do. And it's crazy to think that, like, you know, you just never know. So make sure like you're pushing every day. Make sure you're going hard for your dreams. And that's what motivates me, which actually leads me to my next point, is to boss up, is to know your why. Like, to know why you're bossing up, what it is about you, why you're doing this, why you're going so hard every day, like why you want to be better. Why? Because it takes a lot of work to be better. Contrary to popular belief, when you say you want to be better, you want to boss up, or you want to do good things for yourself in your life, that takes effort, it takes work, it takes commitment, it takes dedication. It is not easy, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. So when you wake up every day and you're and you know why you're getting up, you know why you're going so hard, you know why you need to get to where you're going, you need your cream, you need your crop, you need your coins, you need all of that, that's when you go hard. Because for me, you know, I'm a daughter of 2 immigrant parents who worked really, really, really hard their whole lives in America to get me to where I'm trying to be. And for that, I absolutely have to give them more. I absolutely have to be more for them. Like, I absolutely, if they did that for me, my why is I want to go harder for them because you love me that much. My why is just knowing that my parents' labor and their jobs were a lot harder than I would have written their lives to be if I was the author, but of course I'm not. And I would say the last most important thing, not to hold you guys up on this video, is to write your goals down. So make sure you're like clear on what it is that you want to do, and once you're able to like conceptualize that, write that down. And the reason why I say write it down, besides just like knowing it, is because there's something to knowing where you're going. There's something to like writing where you're going. There's something to like having a very clear thought of like, this is where I'm headed, this is where I want to go, and I just now need to formalize a plan to get there. There's benefit in that. There's benefit of being organized. There's benefit into being able to articulate these things to yourself. Like, you know, sometimes people, you know, including myself, don't like to share projects that we're doing until they're finalized because you just don't know what can happen, and you don't want to share news prematurely. Just making sure you're writing it down and you're speaking your own truth to yourself, monumental. Like, it's really helpful. I really encourage everyone to write their goals down or create a vision board. I have a really dope vision board that I created years ago, and I think that it probably has like, I don't know, like 14 different things on there that I didn't have at the time that I did it. And I think that I have actualized everything on there except 2, I think. Yeah, I think it's like only 2 left. And I don't think I'm far from that. So I think it's very much so like time for me to create a new vision board. But I just think it's so freaky because every time I see that, I'm just like, that vision board, I'm like, oh my God, like I remember creating it, and now I'm like, I can like pinpoint different, you know, parts, like, wow, I really did this and I really seen this come to pass. And it's just really beautiful, like all God's grace, you know? Those are a couple points that I wanted to share with you guys. I really hope that this provides, you know, some type of help for anyone. Just even if you don't take 2 points, just run with one. Like take one point that I've, you know, shared with you guys and just try to work it into your lives and just allow good things to happen for you. We deserve good things to happen to us. Like we don't deserve a bad life. We don't deserve it, you know, a harsh, like overly critical life that we overanalyze and we, you know, we're just down on. Like, we deserve goodness, and I think that that comes with you giving it to yourself and it starts there, truthfully. So feel good, elevate, boss up. It's 2020. Be your own boss or boss up in your own life, however that looks to you. Do it, do it, do it. Join the movement. I'm going to keep sharing my journey along the way as well and different things that I have going on in my business just to keep inspiring people. I hate when people get to a certain level and then forget to just share the information, especially when you know that information was very limited and you didn't get it very accessibly. It's annoying. Share it. There's enough room for all of us to eat. I think once you become stingy is when you're not in the right place anymore, because anything that's for you, God is already portioned out for you. So, you know, and even if you don't believe in God, whatever Most High you believe in has already set out a portion for you in this life. So make sure you just always get back and, you know, just do good. Don't want to hold you. I don't want this to be a super long video. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know I'm really new to YouTube, so thank you for the views that I've gotten so far on all my other videos. I really appreciate it. Join this family. Send some good love back that I'm sending your way. And without further ado, peace and blessings, you guys.